All right, I can't sleep for nothing. I don't know what it is, the caffeine or something. Anyway, I decided since I can't sleep, I started thinking about some stupid things make me laugh. And I said, I mean, what? Let me just give you a couple of this because a lot of the old videos from the old channel are gone. I mean, I could retell those stories. I mean, but like I said, when me and YouTube went to war, people are like, no, Lou, you took the channel down because of incriminating an SEC. I'm like, stupid. All that stuff is still on Google servers. No, I just went to war with them and I was like, all right, I'll delete the entire channel. People are like, how can you do that? Nobody does that. Like you met the Puerto Rican that did. Anyway, here's the deal. I'm gonna tell you something funny. Bazillion years ago, I had a family in the neighborhood, whatever, and the daughter, she's like, you know, like our friend, we grew up with her and stuff. It's no big thing. Like, it's like she's like one of our sisters. It's like whatever. So in the process of this, like she starts telling, us the guys, me, Benny, Mike, and all the rest of us, like I don't know. It's like I think I saw a ghost in my room the last 2 nights, and I'm like, what? What the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, this is teenager me. Like I'm like, whatever. Anyway, so I thought, wow. She was like, she's not sleeping. She's like afraid. Like she's like, there's like ghosts getting closer in her room. So I'm thinking to myself, like she's losing her mind. But like literally, she can't. You can see that she can't sleep. Like she lost sleep, whatever. So at one point, I was like, like intriguing minds want to know. So I was like, all right, so tell me about this ghost. Like, what do you mean he's getting closer? Say, no, first he was in the fire escape. Then he was getting closer. Then he came in through the window. Then he stood in the side of the room. But then he gets closer. But then when I start screaming, he leaves. I'm like, that's weird. I'm like, well, then again, I don't got no experience with ghosts. So, and Benny's like, yeah, that's why you got to move to a brand new building because the ghosts don't have the address, so they don't know how to show up and haunt you. So we were laughing for a while, whatever. But at a certain point, it was just like we were curious. Like, there's ghosts, like for real. So it was like, okay, no problem. So I told me, Benny, and Mike, Benny didn't want to come with us. The second that he heard that we were hatching a plan to capture this ghost. First it was to see the ghost, but that didn't last that long. Because after a while, we were like, right, well, what are we gonna hit the ghost with? I was like, I had a metal pipe. Benny had an aluminum bat. I think Mikey had a not even a baseball bat. You know what the axe handle without the axe? He had one of those things. So we laid out this whole plan. And we told Lourdes, listen, this is what we're going to do, okay? In the nighttime, just let us come into the apartment. We'll be in the apartment. We'll just hang out there. We won't make no noise or anything. And she's like, stop. Don't wake up my mother. She'll kill all of us. I'm like, don't worry about it. It'll be fine. We're just going to hang out. And when this ghost shows up, we'll take care of this ghost. Now, first of all, for me, I just wanted to see the ghost. Like for real, like I'd never seen the ghost before, so I said to myself, like, this is years before me and Benny did the whole exorcism with the Trinidadian dude. So we were like, I was ready. Like Mike thought it was funny, but at a certain point, when it's dark, let's say everything's funny when the light is on, okay? When the lights go off and you're like laying there like a ninja waiting for the ghost to show up, it ain't funny no more. But me and Benny are there, whatever, we're waiting. And all of a sudden, we hear like a little bit of commotion from the room. So we start getting closer. We start going down the hallway because we were in the living room. My mother already crashed out. So we were already going down the hallway like ninjas. We were going down to like SEAL Team 6. Like we were creeping down. And all of a sudden, we get closer and closer to the door. And we open up the door like that little... So we walk in like, because it must sound like a ghost. Like for real. Like she described them like this like white object. Like it was like, whatever. So anyway, I'm not afraid of that. I got a metal pipe. White objects against a metal pipe don't work. So anyway, we're going to the room, and sure enough, sweet baby Jesus, there was a ghost right in the middle of the room. But there was a problem. Like this ghost was there, but when we came in, right, we didn't know where the light socket was at. We just saw him or her or whatever it was, the figure by the window there. So we rushed in, and when we rushed in, I know Mikey started doing it out of fear at the end, but like I piped him in the fucking head. Benny swung at him like we fucked him up. But the problem was, there's something wrong. Every time we kept hitting this ghost, we kept hearing, ooh, dunk, dunk, dunk. it was like, ghosts ain't supposed to be making noise when you're beating them up. So we're fucking this ghost up. And he's like, stop, don't kill me. And we're like fucking him up because we're like, and we're paranoid, we're kids. We're just we're going to work on him. We're fucking him up, like for real. Like all of a sudden, the mother turns on the light. And like there's like this dude like in a covered like in a white sheet that he came in through the fire escape, like the fire New York City has fire escapes. So he came in there, he's getting closer and closer to where Lourdes's bed was at. We were like 13, whatever. So it was like a neighborhood fucking, like Chester, the molester type, whatever. But we piped the fuck out of him. We beat the fuck out of him with a pipe and all kinds of stuff. But which is funny about it was, at first, because, like, he had the sheet on him, but ain't no ghost I know wear Converse. So we kept fucking piping him and beating him the fuck up. He tried to make it through the fire escape to like make his exit. And that was a problem. When you're a ghost with head injuries, you shouldn't be going on a fire escape because he miscalculated how much energy he had. He kind of like went to grab the ladder to go up. I think he was going up. Anyway, so the ghost goes over the fire escape and he flew. Like, so that's all I can tell you. He just flew. And it was weird because like Lourdes is still thinking he's a ghost. The mother don't know what we're doing there. We're beating the hell out of somebody with a blanket over him. It was like a sheet. It wasn't even like a sheet. It was like a white tarp. It was like some weird stuff. So anyway, so he goes over the fire escape and he lands on that. He's out there like ghost. Like in Patrick Swayze where he's waiting for like the light to show up and whatever. It was like that, or the creatures to come. He was like that, laid out. So I was like petrified. I don't know why. I don't know what part scared me, because technically speaking, I was committing attempted manslaughter on a ghost. But when he went over the fire escape, that's when I knew I was in trouble with the cops. Like I was no way gonna just whatever. I didn't push him though. I just saw him go over. But at the end of the day, when we ran downstairs to see him down there, he said, oh. So anyway, the worst thing that happened. You got 3 Puerto Rican kids that think they're in trouble, and we got a half a dead ghost here. You know what Mikey says? Yo, if he wakes up, he's gonna tell the cops what we did. In our brain, in order to not get in trouble, we're like, fuck it, we're gonna kill this ghost. So we start fucking, we start going crazy on him. Let me tell you something. We didn't see his face. We haven't seen anything yet. All we know is he was wearing jeans and Converse. All of a sudden, these guys rush out. Like, there was like these sanitation guys that were chilling there. They're like, what the fuck you doing? Whatever. And we're like, yo, we're gonna kill this fucking ghost. Anyway, so they stop us, they break us up, whatever. And sure enough, man, they take these blankets off of him. The mother's screaming. He was in my daughter's bedroom. So like between me and Benny Mike and the sanitation guys, like we were like going to work on this motherfucker. It was like after a while, the cops didn't show. We were already saying things like, let's put him in the truck, like the sanitation truck. It was like the ghost was like, he was wanting to. Let me tell you something. He wished he was a ghost. He wanted to disappear. Like when I think it was Benny the one that said that. He said, let's put him in the what they call the compactor. When he said, let's put him in the like when you heard that, let me tell you something. That ghost, the ghost was gone. But anyway, the cops came over from the 24th precinct because Manhattan Avenue is part of their precinct. So when they came over, they already knew. Like they just saw me, and they were like, they saw the instruments of death, and they saw this half a ghost, whatever. But the only cool thing about it was that one of the sanitation guys there, he was not just a sanitation, like he was like one of their inspectors for the routes. So he had like a badge on him for the sanitation department. So it was like, the screaming, the this, whatever. So we were handcuffed for a while, like us, and the ghost is like half dead on the floor, like for real. Like we're waiting for the ambulance to come. But back then, I mean, like it's not like 911's gonna show up if a guy there's a ghost. What condition he is in? I think he's a ghost. Anyway, after long story short, whatever, like this guy was like going into like different like apartments and bedrooms, like trying to find like young children and girls and stuff like that. So that night, unfortunately, Casper the friendly pedophile ghost went into the wrong apartment. All I can tell you is this: if I ever do encounter a ghost, let me just tell you something. I'm not gonna have that feeling like people will be like, oh my God, I'm so afraid. You know why? Because technically speaking, when I opened up that door and I saw that white figure there, I'm not gonna lie to you, my heart, it went. I became the biggest transmit for that in the world. But after you club them in the head, let me tell you something. Ghosts ain't that scary after they start going, oh, ah, oh. I even hit him in his hand. When he went to reach for the window, I hit him in his fingers. I still remember when I hit him in the fingers. He went, this is fucked up. Anyway, I think I got one more for you when me and Kyle fought the Chinese guys, but I'll tell you that one in maybe tonight. Hold on a second.